Tonight on Cutting Edge.
No mother should ever have to bury their child.
Why is it hard for you to stand up and set not in our name?
Asikwazi nokuthina siyazi mama siyenze njani ndibuhlungu kakhulu.
Ulikhona bekalele abhekele le inyawo zakhe zibheke ngapha akhumuliwe ngapha ngezansi ekhathekile ngapha ngaphansi.
Their voices are today silenced by hand of a man.
Mandikwamkele mbukeli kwinkqubo ndaba Cutting Edge ndizibhodisele kuwe igama ngu-Ondela Mbana. Le yinkqubo egxila kumabali emingeni that communities face daily. Okwethu ke kukuphanda lamabali size nawo ngaphambili ukufumana izisombululo. They were meant to be safe. Olorato, Mongale and Likhona Fose had dreams, families and futures, but their lives were cut short, not by strangers, but by men already known to the justice system. Men who were either out on bail or on parole. How does this keep happening? Why does our justice system continue to grant freedom to people who go on to commit unspeakable crimes? In this documentary, we investigate the brutal murders of two young women, Olorato and Likhona, and ask the difficult questions. Who is protecting the victims? Why are repeat offenders given another chance to harm? And what must change to stop this cycle of violence? This report is by Cleopatra Jones. And remember, viewer discretion is advised.
What more can women do? Walk around in groups, they say. Share your location with people you trust, they say.
You have to do a scout report before you just decide to speak to someone online, because that's how you end up in dangerous situations.
We do everything we can to keep ourselves safe in absolutely every situation, whether we're on dates or at work or in the malls.
She was bright, ambitious, a postgraduate student at Wits University. On the afternoon of 25th May, Mongale left her Ethel residence for a date with a man she only knew as John and never came back. Less than 2 hours later, her lifeless body was discovered near Lombard West, badly beaten, dumped, dehumanized. Her friends find comfort in their last unexpected meeting, which now feels like Olorato was saying goodbye.
I remember the feeling I had when I saw the status you had the next day, wondering why, Olorato, why would you post something like this? I continue to remember how you mentioned to us on Friday that you had a recurring dream that bothered you, a dream in which you were writing your final maths exam paper. We didn't think you would face a final trial so brutal and so soon after our gathering. The realization shook me. It felt like you were saying goodbye and we didn't even realize it.
CCTV footage and police accounts reveal she was picked up in a VW Polo at around 3 in the afternoon. On the 26th of May, investigators track a VW Polo to a panel beater workshop in Phoenix, Durban. Traces of blood are discovered inside. On the 28th of May, police named 2 suspects on the run, one of them being Philangenkosi Makhanya. On the 29th of May, in a major breakthrough, police take the parents of Philangenkosi Makhanya into custody. His father is reportedly the owner of the VW Polo used in the crime, while his mother allegedly tipped him off, allowing him to flee just moments before police arrived at his Inanda home. Bongani Mtimkulu, a friend of Makhanya's, was also added as a suspect. In the early hours of the 30th of May, a manhunt for Olorato's alleged killer led police to KwaZulu-Natal, specifically a rented flat in Amanzimtoti. Philangenkosi Makhanya was gunned down after opening fire on police.
Be rest assured that one of her perpetrators is permanently It's in permanent custody actually, and will never rise up again to terrorize other women.
With one suspect dead, another, Bongani Mtimkulu, still on the run, the question remains, how did this happen? Just weeks before Olorato's murder, Makanya and Mtimkulu had been arrested and released on bail. They were already facing charges of kidnapping and robbery using the same VW Polo, and yet they were free to strike again. The justice system had already seen them. The state didn't oppose bail and let them walk free. But has any progress been made to locate Bongani Mtimkulu?
He hasn't been found yet, and we are following all leads that we have for now. We don't want to believe what we're told that he escaped the country. It could be true, but ours is to continue searching, that even if he's out of the country, our counterpart in those countries will assist us in locating him and ensure that he's brought back to face his crimes.
Olorato's story is not unique. It's a symptom of a broken system. The police urge anyone with information on where Bongani Mtimkulu might be to come forward.
Tell the police, tip us off, we'll come and take him. Anyhow, my SABC app, 20-1, just say police car, stop them, tell them that I saw him, we just go and take him. Because we want to save justice.
Mongale's death reopened painful memories of other women killed in the Free State.
Olorato, what we say the memory in this province, we buried the victims of HPV. Today we remember Machaka Khatebe, Disebo Musupa, Mpo Judith Mwalusi, Bongiwe Pulamba, Buseletso Sebata, Tsulu Sonia Rose, Jessica Nombulelo Michael, Amakhala Mfinga, Katie Wenkambule, Tandi Musutu, Musidi Mukwenu, Zbongile Ngwana, and many others. Their voices are today silenced by hand of a man.
While Olorato's story shook the country, it wasn't an isolated incident. Just days later, another tragedy unfolded, this time in Roodepoort. A child brutally murdered. Likhona Fose's body was found in the same field where Tshegofatso Pule was discovered 5 years ago. In the second segment, we examine the horror of that killing and what it tells us about how far we still have to go.
It was here, in this forgotten field, near Durban Deep, where 14-year-old Likhona Fose's mutilated body was found. She had dreams, she had a future, and now she has a grave. Likhona Fose was a grade 8 learner at Igusasaletu Secondary School in Bramfisherville. At just 14, she was already finding her voice, her identity, and her place in the world. Described as confident and warm, she was loved by her family, respected by her peers, and known for standing up for herself. On the evening of May 31st, 2025, Likhona left her home in Durban Deep to go meet up with friends. She never returned. Panic spread quickly among family and neighbors. A search was launched immediately. The next morning, June 1st, her naked body was discovered in an open field by a passerby. She had been brutally stabbed, dismembered, and violated. Her genitals were removed. A young life extinguished with unthinkable cruelty.
Sizobona kwi-group chat ukuthi kunomuntu olahlekile osesigangeni, so sahamba umalume wahamba wayofanisa. Xa efika nguye wandifonela nami wathi mandize. Yo, ndifikelele phaa bekunzima kakhulu. Bekunzima, ekhululwe besebekwe nempahla zakhe. Yo, enamanxeba. Bekubuhlungu kakhulu.
Ulikhona bekalele abhekele inyawo zakhe zibheke ngapha. akhumuliwe ngapha ngezansi, ekhathekile ngapha ngaphansi, nala asazi nokuthi ngamagundwane or bebamkhatha bona abafana or kanjani, asiyazi.
Bona ukuthi ulwile nalo muntu or abo bantu benze lonto the way bekungakhona. Asikwazi nokuthina, siyazi mama siyenze njalo into ibhlungu kakhulu.
If the location sounds familiar, it's because it is. This is the same field where in 2020, the body of 28-year-old Tshegofatso Pule was found, hanging from a tree, stabbed and 8 months pregnant. 5 years later, the same place, the same horror, the same questions. 2 women, 2 crimes, same soil, soaked in the same kind of violence, in the same unanswered questions about what is being done to protect South Africa's women and girls. The case was immediately taken up by the Special Task Team, including the SABC Occult Related Crimes Unit, hinting at suspicions of ritualistic or Muti-based motives. On June 10th, police arrested 39-year-old Nduduzi Mnisi, a man already on parole for attempted murder and armed robbery. He allegedly confessed under questioning. Mnisi should never have been free. He was on parole until 2027. Yet, he walked the streets, and now a child is dead. The justice system is once again under fire, and her family says if they release him on bail, he will continue to kill.
So angeke sivise kamnandi singabanye nabanye ngahlala naye besingamazi uba unezicases ingaka, so sesiyava kangoku kodwa ngeke sive kamnandi ithini bangayithola ibail. Le ngithi siyayicela kwaye noNkulunkulu siyamcela sisize naye uNkulunkulu asithethelele ibail. Thina siyifamily asinawujabula xa inikwe ibail ngoba kuyabonakala ekugcineni angayivictim yenye yefamily futhi sikasabhekelena aphinde enzenye zama ukuthi wasibonakala kuzo zonke izinto ekugqibeleni ngayiphumile nabangane bakhe. Unayo isupport noba siyazi nathi but unayo isupport enokwenza kusasa uphinde emndenini kuvuke kabuhlungu, so siyayicela ibail ingabikho.
Mr. Mlenze says the suspect shows no remorse and has been smiling in court.
Ungenile yena wasmile. Nathi ke kuba besiyaliwe ba singabi nayo enye ipace esinayo sibe nomoya ophansi. Yena ngiyabona ba akakazwa abhlungu. Usasibuka njengabantu abasidlima kuba besenze isilima wathathela ingane. So namanje usasimile into ebonisa ba le into ayenzila kayethuki uthi kukubo apha. Ijele uthi kukubo ngobudla kamnandi. So yiko lonto asibona ba awusibuka simile. So ithi lonto yas-undermine le ngithi siyayicela ngoba xa noba ngaphandle nathi kungenzeka singasuka ebuntwini singene kule position ayifunayo, kodwa sifuna ukuthathela ngokwethu, kodwa ke siyayicela kakhulu. Asimnandanga qhala ngosithobela umthetho uba ibe lapha elokishini sayida ngeyisitha abangaphakathi ngoku asimnandanga.
Mnisi remains behind bars after being denied bail. Meanwhile, the community and the family demands transparency and justice.
Noba ngayithola ibail angeke kube mnandi kuthi ngoba ulukhona ngeke asabuya yena ezekuthi. Yanga uhulumende ingalo yomthetho ingasebenza ukuze naye lo mfana nefamily yakhe naye nabangane bakhe bave kabuhlungu angazaphinda abuya bephakathi kwethu, ngoba kanoba phakathi kwethu okanye kungaphetha kuthatha umthetho usiswa kuthi, ngoba ngeke sive kamnandi ubona umuntu osimkisele umuntu ebeza kwenza ifuture kula family. So asimnandanga kodwa siyawucela umthetho noba imeko enjani umthetho usebenze okomthetho asinawuphikisa, kodwa ngeke sive kamnandi uba singaphinde simbone lo mfana apha elokishini.
Mnisi remains in custody. The investigation continues. The case is likely to move to the High Court for trial. The community waits, mourns, and watches. Likhona Fose was not just a statistic. She was a daughter, a learner, a child. Her death demands not only justice, but deep national reflection. And the field that holds her blood also held Tshegofatso. It is not just a place of death, it is a reminder of how little has changed.
Two lives lost, one country shaken, and a justice system under scrutiny. Olorato, Mongale and Likhona Fose are not just names, they are warnings. If we ignore what their stories reveal, the cycle will continue. As the nation reflects, the question remains, how many more?
Two young women, two lives taken in the same week, in the same way, violently, cruelly, without warning. These are not random tragedies, they are part of a systemic pattern. Despite millions pledged to fight gender-based violence, women and children continue to die. Parole systems fail, reporting mechanisms collapse. Survivors say their stories are often dismissed, or worse, ignored.
No mother should ever have to bury their child. And I know how close you and Ulo are. I don't want to tell you that hotlaluka or that better days will come, because right now the pain you are feeling is probably all-consuming, because I am consumed by it.
In the aftermath of Olorato's death, women from around the country came forward, some with eerily similar experiences. Two Bloemfontein women have revealed details of how a date with the two suspects in the Olorato Mongale case went horribly wrong. They say they were with the pair on the 22nd of May, just 2 days before the two men met up with Olorato Mongale in Johannesburg. The women say they were held at gunpoint and knife threatened with being killed and robbed of their belongings.
They picked us up because I asked him that actually where are we going on the date. He never responded. So when he arrived, upon arrival, we got inside the car and he drove us to the route of Dr. Belger Road. And I asked that where are we going, because this is not where we're supposed to go. And he said no, he's taking his cousin, which is the deceased. He's taking his cousin on duty because he's working night shift as a security guard. But at that moment, the cousin was not even wearing any, security uniform. He was in a leather jacket, a cap and sunglasses. So that's when I realized that something was about to go off, because they kept increasing the music of the car, the volume. And I tried to, open the door, but unfortunately it was locked. So we entered some location. I'm not familiar with the location, but it was somewhere in Buchabela. We entered there, they took us to the bushes, and that's when they attacked us, resist us, keep Panama phone, and give us your cell phones, your PIN, your bank card and everything. Then we cooperated, we complied, we gave them everything that they needed, and they had access to my iCloud. They removed everything. They removed all the money in my account. They even made me call people, to tell them a story. They gave me instructions of what to say, that you should tell them that you're in a crisis, you need 2,000 rand, of which I did, so that I was able to come out alive, or else I'm still scared even now, more especially when I saw the incident of Olorato. I cried, even now sometimes I'm having bad dreams. I can't sleep because every time I'm asking myself, it was supposed to be me who is dead. The only thing, I don't even know what happened to Olorato, why they ended up killing her, you understand? So I'm not okay, even now, to date or to meet anyone. Maybe the person will approach me asking me for the numbers, I'm not sure. It will take time for me to trust anyone, or for even a friend to come to me and say, let's go out. There's this person I met, the person wants to take us. No, it won't be now. I don't know.
We can send a message to women especially, that they should be careful of their surroundings. They should do their best to know who they are talking to, who they are becoming friends with. Do as much background check as they can. We know that it might not be possible all the time, but they must not get to be too comfortable too quickly with strangers. Some people will come with like they have got good intelligence, whereas they've got something. They want to kill them, they want to rob them. So sometimes when it feels too good to be true, it could be too good to be true. They must be skeptical, they must question everything, and when they feel uncomfortable, they must just let it go. If there's somebody that they don't trust, don't go to awkward dates with somebody you don't trust. Because we hear of this case that she even told her friends that I'm going out with this guy and I don't trust him. So we're not blaming her. The people have got this thing of giving people benefit of a doubt, which is not wrong, but when it feels wrong, don't do it. If you don't trust the person, don't go with the person.
The justice system is on trial, not just in court, but in the eyes of a nation. If the pain of Olorato and Likhona teaches us anything, it's that justice delayed is not just denied, it's deadly. The Deputy Minister of Police, Shilapo Libushielo, appeals to men to protect women.
Why is it hard for you to stand up and set not in our name? Why should we women depend on the police to protect ourselves from you, when all we need from you is just love and understanding? I am challenging each one of you to really start to love us, take care of us, and support us. Don't kill us. That's my appeal to you. We no longer want to march to police stations alone. We no longer want to be afraid to go anywhere. We no longer want police to be the one that can protect women when you are here.
Olorato Mongale, Likhona Fose, their names must not fade. Their stories must not be swallowed by silence. Justice is not a slogan. It's a promise, one that must be kept.
Olorato Mongale, Likhona Fose, two names now etched into court records, vigils, and grieving homes. But they are not alone. Their stories reflect a pattern. When known offenders slip through the cracks and innocent lives are lost. Tonight we've heard from survivors, seen systemic failures, and felt the weight of unanswered questions. If bail and parole are meant to protect, why do they so often lead to tragedy? How many more daughters must be buried before we say enough? This system isn't failing by accident. It's failing by design, delay, and neglect. And without reform, Olorato and Likhona won't be the last. May their stories move us, citizens, lawmakers, and nation, to demand more than outrage, to demand change. Remember, you can catch a repeat of tonight's episode on Wednesday at 14:30 on SABC 1.